This is American Dumpster Fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to American Dumpster Fire. This is Loki.
And this is Tyr.
And we are going to be without Odin for a little while, so just bear with us on that. And I think, do I sound one-sided?
I don't think so.
No, you can hear me in both ears?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay. Sorry if this is wrong. Everything seems to be going wrong in the apocalypse today. So, it's just so strange. Like, the coronavirus is something that we should be taking seriously, of course.
Obviously,
and I'm
yes.
not belittling what's going on with that. Okay, what I am trying to state, I guess, is that the pandemic isn't causing the majority of the problems.
That would be people. Well, no, I wouldn't say the majority. There's a lot of problems the pandemic is causing. There's also a lot of problems that people are causing.
Right. Well, most of them, like, we could handle this whole thing if people would stop being stupid.
That's true. The bottom line is, like, the hoarding of supplies
Yes.
is insanely selfish and awful.
Well, let's take a moment to draw the line between the dots on this one. Okay. For the people at home. Hoarding supplies is causing shortages in the stores. No doubt. I mean, I had to go to 6 stores the other day to get some basic
It's also
stuff.
forcing people out more often.
Right. So, and not to mention, the stores are more crowded than ever. If you're going to get coronavirus at this point, you're going to get it from having to go to the stores.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, secondly, your healthcare workers are having a hard time finding the necessities that they need. And they are going to have to be out in this stuff. They are not going to be able to get what they need, causing them to maybe not perform as well at work. Not to mention they're going to have to be out there in the public, causing them to be at risk to get sick. So you, by hoarding this stuff, are going to cause your healthcare workers to get sick and be less effective. When the healthcare system breaks down, the whole thing is going to.
Yes, agreed.
The whole
and a
house of
large
cards
part of
gonna
that
collapse.
blame needs to go on the people who are hoarding
Yes.
supplies that they're either reselling for higher prices because they're dicks,
Correct.
or they're just feeling the need to store 4 years worth of toilet paper in their basement.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's disgusting.
It is.
And we need to shut it down. We need to stop it. You know, and
We
I know
do.
some places have made efforts. I went to Walmart the other day, and I was able to get a roll of toilet paper. So, well, it was a couple of rolls of toilet paper. It was a pack, but nonetheless, they limited it to 1 pack per shopper or
Right.
whatever. Okay.
And you said people were still finding a way around that.
Yeah, because they were having each of their children and their husbands and their wives or whatever. You know, everybody in the family had their own, and then they would just
Bring
check
them
out in
separate.
succession.
Right.
You know, that's shitty in
I
more
mean-
ways than one.
If everybody would stop hoarding things, like truly there would be enough for everybody.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean that's part of the problem. The other problem is people who are ignoring the whole thing and just going out and infecting everybody. I've seen a lot of spring breakers. People are still gathering on beaches in Florida. I mean, there's still people, like you said, lining up outside Costco so they can get all the toilet paper. So I mean, and I get it. If you need supplies, you need supplies. But at the same time, a lot of those people don't need more fucking toilet paper.
Oh, yeah. Well, and some of you guys, in case nobody knew this, some of them are getting busted. Some of them, I mean,
It's delightful.
they're confiscating your
Your stash.
stashes and stuff like that and forcing you to donate them because it's shitty that you're doing this. And I don't know what laws they're using, and I don't care because in this instance, I say that they're right. You know,
Yeah.
I'm usually against ridiculous oversight and government regulation, but what you guys are doing is causing these people are the problem.
I agree.
These hoarders are the problem.
They're making everything worse. Yes.
Yes.
There was that guy in Tennessee who, like, when this all started, he drove around all over buying up all of the hand sanitizer. He ended up with 17,000 something bottles of hand sanitizer that he couldn't sell because both Amazon and eBay removed his listings and told him he couldn't sell through there.
Yeah, and I've been asking these companies to shut this down as well.
Right, and so they're starting to, which is fantastic. And this guy ended up stuck with all this, and somebody did like an article on him or something, and the authorities got involved and forced him to donate. So he wasted all that money going around to every store, buying up all the hand sanitizer, and good fuck you.
I was on OfferUp and Craigslist and stuff like that the other day, reporting all of the listings for this stuff. Hey, look, I'm not, like I said, I'm for you being able to turn a profit on things, but you're hurting the country.
Like, that's the thing, is that usually in these kinds of times, like, you know, a pandemic or 9/11 or things like that, there's some degree of, what's the word I'm looking for? Community?
Yeah.
And all this has shown, now that it's on this like large scale in the United States, and I can't speak for other countries because I'm not there and I don't see how it's going down, but I can speak for the United States and I can see what I'm seeing here, and all I can say is people are fucking horrible.
Now, we do have some people out there doing the right thing. I've seen a few instances where there are people donating hand sanitizer to the police and the fire and the nurses.
Yeah, and I've seen people who have, you know, bought the big packs of toilet paper and are passing it out to like the elderly people in their neighborhood so they don't have to go out, which is awesome.
Take care of each other, man. Help out the people who are going to be, you know, most effective. Don't be a shit. Don't be the person who is
hoarding toilet paper so that you can sell it for more money.
Right.
That makes you a bad person.
Yeah. And I heard somebody was like, "Oh, what does it matter if they're making a 10% markup?" That's not what's happening. Some people are selling toilet paper for $12, $14 a roll per roll.
Right, and that's the problem, is that they're gouging the prices, they're causing shortages, and also people are losing their fucking jobs left and right now.
Right.
They can't afford to pay triple for the fucking toilet paper that would have been in stock if you weren't being a dickbag.
So once again, let's connect the dots for everybody. People are losing their jobs, which is causing desperation. Okay, people are emptying the shelves at grocery stores for no good reason, which is causing desperation. You know, I mean, people are getting sick, which is causing desperation. When you have desperate times, people resort to crime.
And we have seen insane amounts of gun sales surges going on. Someone's going to get shot.
At a local gun store, I won't name names or cities
all
or
over.
anything like that.
All
but
over.
No. A line around the store for guns. So just be aware, this is causing a bigger problem. This is a downward spiral we're watching.
It's scary.
And unless we on an individual level take the initiative to stop doing the shitty things that you're doing, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, there's a lot of scary things going on right now.
Our government has been an utter failure in handling this.
Utter failure. Although I will say this is the first time, possibly ever, that I've been glad to be in Ohio.
Mike DeWine did okay. There's people praising him up and down. I think he did okay.
Yeah, but when you compare him to other states, and I don't know.
Oh, no, definitely, yeah.
The president.
Oh, yeah.
By
no,
miles.
I agree. But
by miles better.
But that's the thing. We're comparing to the lowest common denominator.
Sure we are.
You know?
Because those are the other options right now. So, and I'll tell you right now, I didn't vote for DeWine, obviously.
I hate DeWine.
I have never been a DeWine supporter. I'm glad that he's in charge right now. Taking this seriously.
Compared to some of the other Republicans,
however,
yes.
his efforts in controlling this are only as good as the people listening.
Right. Well, and here now we come to another problem, right? We have a lot of non-essential businesses that are staying open anyways. That, you know, clothing stores and video stores and stuff like that.
Craft stores.
It's like, why are you open?
And then you have the shoppers there who are throwing fits about the clerks still working and
but
stuff.
You're still there.
You're fucking there buying stuff.
Right.
What? Why are they still here? Well, because you're here.
Right.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It's ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous.
Ugh.
Stop. Just use some goddamn common sense.
That's the problem.
And this is what this whole thing is talking about. There are still good people in the world, yes, but it really does seem like the good people are outnumbered by the idiots.
It really does.
And I felt like that the people were able to make good decisions, and this is just proven otherwise to me. And I'm just absolutely disappointed.
I will tell you, like, I'm shocked by the things that I'm still seeing, the stories that I'm seeing, the awful way people behave, grocery clerks and stuff like that who are just almost in tears, and so apologetic. Oh my God. I did a curbside pickup order for my groceries.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, when you're doing this, you're still getting whatever's in stock at the point when they do the shopping for you.
Right.
So half my order is not there or is substituted. And that was to be expected because of everything that's going on. And there's not a fucking chance in hell I'm going to hold the grocery clerk who did my shopping for
Right.
me accountable. He was so fucking apologetic. I'm so sorry, and thank you so much for being so, like, accepting and blah, blah, blah. Like, he was so apologetic,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you poor fucking thing. How many people have fucking bitched you out because you guys didn't have this stuff in stock?
It's absolutely
I
gross.
felt so bad. And I was just like, I mean, and I was as nice as could be to him, but I was just like, why isn't everybody? This is hard enough for everyone. And people are going to bitch out store clerks because people are awful because there's no toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like, it's the fucking store clerk's fault. No, bitch out your neighbors. Hold them accountable.
I think that we need to start adopting a workers' rights kind of thing, scenario, where if you are abusive to these workers, no
you
soup
can't
for
shop
you.
there anymore?
No soup for you. Go home. We're not selling to you anymore.
There should be, because I can't even imagine people. And I've seen people like on Twitter and stuff talking about how like their friends are grocery clerks, and they're just spending their lunch like crying in their car
Yeah.
because people are so awful to them.
But it's not. It's the people who handle your food, your nurses and doctors,
Mhm.
the emergency workers. It's like, why are you people being
These people
abusive
are
to these
risking
people?
their lives
Right.
to make sure the world keeps turning.
Yeah.
And you're being a fucking asshole.
Yeah. No,
Those people shouldn't even be allowed in public.
So this has really shown me how gross so many of the people around me are. So many of these
I agree completely.
people in my community.
I am so disappointed in my country as a whole. So disappointed.
So-
No, don't get me wrong. I know there are good people coming forward. I know there are good people who are stepping up to make sure that their neighbor's taken care of,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
the old elderly person down the street has the things that they need so they don't have to go out. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. I want to see more of those stories.
I've seen.
But as of right now, the stupidity and the selfishness and the horribleness of people is just, it's everywhere. And it's not even like I'm seeing it from a friend, from a friend, from a friend. No, it's right there in front of me.
I had seen several young people talking about how they've been adopting the older people in their neighborhood, so that they're going out and, this is my new older friend, and I go out and get them groceries
Mhm.
and stuff like
That's
that, so
awesome.
that they don't have to. And I'm like, wow, that's really awesome of you to do
Mhm.
that. You know?
Right. And then you have other people who are still going on spring break and passing on coronavirus to everybody
So-
they meet.
If you know an older person who has nobody, and I know I've found a few. I mean, my job is to help take care of older people, and help them out, man. Do something
Mhm.
for these people, because they can't. You're letting them risk getting sick if you let them go out and get their own groceries and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
So maybe help them out a little bit. I mean, we need to be better people in times like this. If we were better people, we would be less at risk in general.
Right. And that's the thing, is that usually in these times you see more stories of people coming together, and this one, it's just not there. And I think it's because it's affected so many that it's hitting more, maybe.
It's proven how quickly we come undone, and it's proven how weak we are as a people.
I agree. But I feel like America has not been pretty.
No, not at all.
Specifically, our
But-
country is not a pretty place right now.
Now, what we have seen, though, are the people who really matter in this country, the people who keep this place running. The people who
Oh, yeah.
handle your
The
food.
garbage men,
Your garbage men,
your
your
grocery
shippers,
workers.
the people who ship
Deliver
you your stuff, your
packages.
delivery people,
Mhm.
your nurses and your doctors and stuff like that. You know who we don't need? We don't need the CEOs. We don't need.
Exactly. Those
we
people
don't
have
need the-
disappeared, and the
Yeah.
world keeps running.
We don't need the bankers. We don't need the traders. We don't need any of that. The politicians have been useless.
Completely useless.
What we need are the people in the front line to handle all this stuff for you. I mean,
Right.
in the end,
And the food delivery people,
Yeah.
like the restaurant workers and stuff like that, who are still bringing your food out to your car for you while the restaurants are shut down. These are people still going to work, still risking themselves, and still busting their asses to make sure that you people can eat, so that you can keep living. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's
here's my challenge.
now
to these
stop being an
people.
asshole to them.
I'm working during this, by the way.
So am I.
I am out there doing my job because it's necessary, because people need help. But my challenge is, and I'm not complaining about that. I do what I do. I love what I do. I like taking care of people. I like helping people. But my challenge is that if you think that your business is essential, if you think that you need to be open in these times, as a CEO, as a business owner, as a shareholder, then you should be on the front lines with your people helping them. You should be out there making sure that your business runs like a well-oiled machine if it is so important that you're open.
To some extent, I agree with you. It depends on maybe what it is. On the other hand, I work in a business that's still open, and I'm in the recruiting industry. So, and not like directly recruiting, not like I have applicants coming into my store, my job or anything.
Right.
It's a secure place where, we have like the information. It's information handling basically. And so we don't have points where we're handling the public or anything like that. And the owners of my company are still coming into work and everything. But on the flip side, it would almost be safer if they were working from home because it's less people you're coming in contact with,
I mean, I don't know. Is the recruiting industry an essential industry right now? I don't know.
For someone who's starving and needs a job, I mean, the government keeps talking about stimulus, and yet they've done nothing. There's nobody has received any money right now.
Well,
so, yeah, for someone who needs to put food on the table, it's kind of an important thing.
Okay, I guess I can see that a little bit. But is this an industry that you really honestly can't do from home? Now I happen to know...
The biggest challenges there is data security.
Well, I happen to know some of the data that you get, and a lot of it's nothing I can't get online already.
Nah, that's not entirely true. You can get partial information that's not entirely accurate online. But also, in order to have accurate... In order to keep your applicants' information correct, you need their personal identifiers.
Uh-huh.
That's information that can't be spread.
Okay. Well, I mean, now, do you think it's an industry that could be moved towards the work-from-home environment?
Sure. I think there's probably a lot of parts of it that could be.
I mean, because I think that's something we're discovering right now, right? A lot of people were, told all this time, no, there's no way we could have you work from home. And then all of a sudden it turns out you can work from home.
Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of people. But I think that the only challenge for my industry is just data security. And honestly, the less people that are in my office, the less it matters to me if I'm going in,
Sure.
to handle.
No, but I'm talking more like like I said, I happen to know that there is a movie store not too far from here, that rents movies, and they're open.
Still open,
and they're putting their people at risk. In fact, one got contacted because somebody who had COVID-19 was in their store.
Oh, jeez.
So, and guess what? They're still open.
Did they clean their store at least?
I mean, I don't know what they did personally. I just heard the story about what happened.
Wow.
But it's like, is it really necessary for them to be open?
I mean, a movie store? No, it's not like you can't get movies digitally.
Right. But, in the end, what's going to happen? In a couple of years, it's going to be the new mesothelioma commercial.
Maybe they could find some way to do it to where they're bringing stuff out to people and people aren't coming into the store.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's got to be... We have to adapt. If your industry can't adapt, you can't survive.
It's doomed to die.
Yeah.
But it's going to be the new mesothelioma commercial. You know what I'm saying? Where in a couple of years it's going to be, did your company expose you to COVID-19?
Maybe so.
Were you stuck at work during the crisis? Call us now and we'll get you compensation. That's what's going to happen.
I mean, maybe, yeah. It's quite possible.
So, now what does healthcare workers do? We have to be here. We have to help these people.
You do, and it's so sad because I've seen some healthcare workers who have separated themselves from their families.
Yeah.
So that they don't get their family sick coming in contact with these people all the time.
Several doctors and nurses in China died, trying to stop this.
And you know what they say? And that's the thing is, all these people who were, months ago saying, oh, just wash your hands, it's just a cold.
Right.
You're going to tell me those
Still deniers.
Those doctors and nurses weren't washing their hands? Is that what you're suggesting?
Right.
Go fuck yourself. That doesn't do it,
There are still deniers. And not only that, there are people who are like, oh, they developed a vaccine. How stupid are people to take this vaccine? It's just like, how stupid are you? Do you know anything?
They haven't developed a vaccine.
They've started. It's in testing.
They're using malaria drugs.
No. The vaccine is in testing. It started trials a couple days ago. So
a vaccine specifically for this?
Yes.
Here in America?
No, in Canada.
Oh, okay.
The Canadians developed it. So
yeah, because I only heard that Trump had tried to buy a German company
that would be responsible for producing it. Yes.
Right, but only for U.S. because we're apparently going to hold a cure hostage.
Well, my guess is he was trying to hold the cure hostage himself. He can be saying that for publicity reasons, but the truth of the matter
he's not admitting to it.
This was a bid.
Germany had told us about it.
But this was a bid for Trump to profit off of this whole thing.
Oh, I guarantee
because he is the same kind of scumbag that toilet paper hoarders are.
He's a villain. There's no doubt about it.
Right, yeah.
This man has, and here's the thing is, now that we found out about all this like insider trading stuff
Oh my God,
with
can they
the
please all go down?
politicians,
Yes.
I love it. First of all, I love it. Off with their heads.
But are they ever? Are they going to do anything? Are they going to do anything?
I
Because
don't
rich
know.
people never pay for their crimes.
That's true. That's true. But here's my thing: if fucking Martha Stewart went to jail, their asses better fucking go to jail.
Man, Martha should be on the front line, being like, "Nope, all y'all
I
going
agree.
to jail.
I agree.
Get out there,
She should
Martha."
get to slap the fucking cuffs
Hell
on
yeah,
them.
yeah. She should be out there with a yardstick, slapping each one of them on the ass as they go get on the prison bus.
Eating like her delicious cupcakes right in front of them.
Snoop Dogg should be assigning them as prison bitches to the other prisoners.
So that's my thing is like those fuckers better go to jail. But the point is that they knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
They knew. And they're announcing, "Oh, it's a cold, wash your hands."
Right, yeah.
Oh, it's a Democratic hoax, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
they
blah.
need to hold people off long enough for them to sell off their stocks before, so they could make enough money back on their stocks before the market
Literally.
crashed.
Our government is run by villains.
Yes, yes. But the Dick Dastardly type villains, the ones from like the Wacky Racers, the Hanna-Barbera Wacky Racers, where they're almost incompetent villains.
They're competent enough to be holding our government
Oh, only-
hostage, but also no. Like yes, education is a huge problem in this country. I'm not even gonna lie that people are dumb, and we really are. We're so dumb. Like the fact that I still see people coming out of the woodwork in these times when people are literally dying and can't afford to go to the hospital while we have a pandemic.
Right,
And people are still coming out of the woodwork saying, get a better job with insurance.
right,
Go fuck yourself. I hope you lose your insurance.
right.
In this middle of this pandemic, I hope you lose your job. I really do. If you're making that fucking comment to poor people, we have, 20% of the American workforce has been laid off during
It's-
these times?
I mean,
It's
I
an
don't think
insane number.
the thing is that the administration has asked that they hide the numbers, so we don't actually know for sure.
Right. So we don't know for sure. But it is a massive number. And I hope the people who are saying that, I hope you're next. I really do. I
So-
hope you lose your
Well,
insurance.
I'm just, karma. Get to work.
Because you are a selfish bastard if you're literally saying that. The other thing I've seen people say, like literally with all these other countries who have, national health insurance, and they're like, yeah, and then there's wait times and blah, blah, blah. I won't be able to just go to the doctor and have my procedures done. And the people from other countries are going, you're a piece of shit. Because what you're literally saying is that because the only time you have a wait time is for non-essential things. Right? If you have a life-threatening thing, you go in, you get treated. There is no wait time. They're like, what you're literally saying is that you would rather have your private insurance companies and all that stuff so that you don't have to wait a couple of weeks to have a non-essential treatment done, and you're okay with the fact that other people are dying so that you don't have that wait time.
It's worse than that.
You're evil.
The wait time thing is a myth. Studies have been done. The wait times are almost identical to America.
To America?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing is there are slight wait times, but at the same time, how many of us are waiting because we can't afford to have procedures done?
I've had family members who they had to wait weeks and weeks and weeks to see an oncologist.
That's true. Anything you have to go see a specialist for, there are
Yeah.
still wait times.
Yes. Yeah. I know that one family member's on a 2-year waiting list to see a certain type of specialist. 2 years.
That's insane.
So, no, it's not better here.
It's not better here. There's no way that it's better here. Like, there are so many problems. And, like, maybe directly here, like, I know we have decent hospitals in Cleveland.
Well, okay.
But look at how many people don't have access to that.
But it's a specialty, right? So
Right.
we have the heart unit here, that everybody knows about, and it's people come here from all around the world to go there. But what is it? Rand Paul just went to Canada for a procedure because they were the best in the world. There was that one billionaire that went to Norway because they were the best in the world.
So
for what they did.
different countries
That's
have
the thing.
different
There's
specialties.
a different thing that different places are good at.
Right.
It has nothing to do with America's better or anything. Actually, our healthcare system ranks like 37th in the world or something like that. So now there are 32 socialized healthcare systems that are considered some of the better ones in the world. We're not even up there.
Right.
And then there are other healthcare systems that aren't socialized that are still better than America. So maybe we need to take a look at how bad our healthcare system is and why.
For sure.
And I'll tell you why. Capitalism.
Our system is broken. There's no two ways about it. But just like the selfish people who are coming out of the woodwork at a time like this when people are literally like dying left and right and sitting there saying, well, I'm okay with you dying so that I don't have a wait time.
Right.
You're evil.
And stupid because it's not true.
Right.
So one doesn't equal the other.
I don't know that they care if it's true or not. They're just bad
They just
people.
want an excuse to be a terrible person, right?
Right.
Yeah. Anything to prop up their idiotic idea. So
that's essentially what it is. And like that's the problem is that we are so undereducated in this country and it's done by design. Like you're literally falling into place just the way that they planned you would.
It's not even just undereducation. It's misinformed on purpose. We are purposefully misinformed by people who have something to gain from it.
And they're glad for it. Like literally, you see so many times that people say, like something. So if this was the case, like you'd be against this person, like specifically Trump most of the time. So if this was the case, you'd be against Trump or you'd hold him accountable. Oh, well, yeah, sure. Well, this is the case. Oh, yeah, I don't care.
Well, like I had somebody like arguing against M4A the other day, and then I showed them the studies to show that they were wrong about everything. It's like, oh, I didn't know about this. And it's like, yeah, because they purposely don't want you to know about this because insurance companies are spending a fortune to stop you from knowing about it because pharmaceutical companies are spending a fortune to stop you from knowing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Think of who has to gain in a situation when you are learning about an issue. Think who would stand to gain? Who stands to gain from Medicare for all? We do.
Right.
Who stands to gain from not having Medicare for all?
Literally the entire monetized medical system.
Right. So who's
and
paying
who
for
has
your
the
information?
money, yes,
Right.
to block you from knowing that.
Right. That's exactly it. So maybe it's time to make the switch, especially
Maybe
now.
it's time to, stop being an uninformed sheep.
So, you got anything else for us?
No, not really. Just stay safe, wash your hands, stay inside as much as you can. Don't be one of those people who are out there spreading things around that you don't even realize you have.
And help each other. So
Be the better person. Right now this country is overrun by people who aren't making any attempt. So be the better person.
All right, we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.